So every single season has ended the same way, and this one is no exception. We've got the playoffs again. So here we are. We have Monopoly in the, I think it's the second round this year, which is the first time we've entered it this round. We've always been either the first or the third round before. We are now in the second round, which is a little different. And in terms of the team, Pato is back. We're not going to play Ready today, but he's done all right. Certainly can't complain. Morosini's been playing very well recently, so I'm going to bring him in for Bro. Riella, I'm tempted to give him a go, you know. There's no one really who's been sort of good enough to push him out. Paolini's in good form, but he hasn't played for a while, and he's not entirely fit. So I think that is the team we're going to go with today. Riella is certainly not a bad player. And I feel like going with him is not too much of a risk. Whereas Ready would be. But we are going to have to produce some really, really big performances in the next few games. This is just a one-legged affair. After this, it becomes two-legged. I think our record against Monopoly, it's not great, actually. We have got a losing record against them, although only just. And I'm not sure if you were to take out all the friendly. Actually, it was just a draw in the friendly. So if we win this one, then we go through and we equalise in terms of that little statistic. In the most recent game, though, we got a draw. We lost earlier in the season, one of the first games of the season, I imagine. But we've never played them in the playoffs, so this is a first. Early exchanges are dull. Not been a single shot yet, quarter of an hour in. And we finally have a shot in the 23rd minute. Not highlight worthy, 0.04 XG. So it's not exactly an exciting game. Just going to try and be a bit more positive. Right, and the first highlight of the game, it looks like, I was going to say it's going to be a Monopoly chance, but it's not. Brigliadori's there. Brigliadori puts it away. And Zaffarana have the lead with the first highlight of the game. Lovely ball over the top from, was that Morosini? I think it was. Morosini finds Brigliadori, and it's 1-0 to Zaffarana. And we will go into half-time, I think, at 1-0. Good. Literally the only highlight of the entire half, and we go one up. Let's try and hold on to it now. Need to be a little bit more careful. What I would love, of course, is another half with no highlights, but I think that's unlikely. Novella shoots and Novella scores, so we're picked back almost immediately in the second half with their first shot on target. Chiaro's struggling a bit, so we've got Roller on. It's a bit of a super sub, hopefully. Can he try and get this winner? Zaffarana win, right. So we actually only need a draw here. So be careful here, boys. Roller goes forward. Can he make sure? Probably, with the penalty here. Morosini can take it. Morosini puts it away. And that should make it safe. A draw will do. Monopoly pushed to one side. An apt name given the length of the playoffs that we are having to endure here. Don't know who we've got next. At this stage, I think it could be almost anyone. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's regionally split anymore. There's a lot of teams there that I've never played before, so we will see. So the third round's coming. Good start, and here we have the draw. Ternana play Bari. Zaffarana, that's us. Monterossi. They weren't in our Girone this year. But we have played them before. We haven't lost to them for a long time. Lost to them in the league in that first season, and then in the cup, which I didn't really care about in the second. But we haven't lost since. Very good record against them. So it should be a round that we should be able to get through with relative ease. But of course, we've got several rounds still to go, so it's a long way to go here. But this, hopefully, Monterossi should be a game that we ought to be able to navigate with some ease. Although Brigliadori being injured is not ideal. The question is, do we risk Ready? I think the answer might be yes. He's had a good start. Let's give it a go. We have got Castelli on the bench, but he hasn't scored all season. Admittedly, he's come off the bench mostly, but Ready has at least scored a goal. You didn't see it. It was his first goal, obviously, in the last game he played. I think it was against Bari. Just check that. It was indeed. So it was third goal against Bari. It wasn't exactly an important goal, but good to continue that very decent run. We've had a good run, you know, in the second half of that season. Obviously, those 5 defeats were difficult, particularly those 3 there. But we had a lot of wins in between. At least we're turning all the draws that we might have had the year before into wins. And that last little section there, we could have had that kind of formal season. I think we would have got that title win that we so need. Let's hope, though, that I'm wrong and we don't need it. We can go up through this method instead. Right, first leg here against Monterossi. I don't know why Fidelis Andria are in the playoff. Seems very strange. Someone explain to me why Fidelis Andria are in the playoffs? Because I don't understand that. If anyone could tell me, answers on a postcard, please, because it doesn't seem to me to make sense. Fidelis Andria finished miles behind other teams, and yet here they are. In fact, it doesn't even look like they played in the first round. They're not even playing the second round either. They've just come into the third round for no obvious reason. Don't understand that at all. Answers on a postcard, please. No idea how that's happened. I mean, the good news is I don't think they're much of a threat. I think they're a team we should be beating very, very easily. But don't know why they're here in the first place. They haven't earned it. So why should they be playing? I don't know. Right. I'm going to stick with the same team, I think. Temptation to play Roller. I think I'm going to stick with Di Chiara at the moment. Michael Reddy, obviously, coming in. I know it's a bit of a risk, but I think it's one that I should take. That's my feeling. If he scores, I'm going to be a genius. And Di Chiara's in. Di Chiara makes a fantastic start for Zaffarana. I think it was Morosini played him in, was it? Yeah, was. And we're 1-0 up already. Morosini's had a couple of very good games in these playoffs already. Hasn't had the best of seasons. He's definitely on the wane as a player, 34 years old. But he's played a crucial role in this playoff so far. Monterossi coming forward here. Adamo crosses it in and they've equalised. Strabonsky, or whatever, Bonsky. It was a good cross, I think. Could we have done better? Maybe, but it was a good cross. Right, really poor actually, apart from that first second. We did really well for about a minute, and then we were really poor after that. We didn't create much. Conceded a slightly sloppy goal, albeit from a good cross. We can't really afford to not win this game. Don't want to have to rely on winning away from home in the playoffs, really. It's time to call for Roller. I'm going to make another substitution first on that. I haven't thought about it. I'll bring on Bassett, who is leaving, by the way. I managed to sell him very, very soon after he arrived. Wasn't happy about the fact that I hadn't strengthened the midfield. He wasn't particularly good anyway, so fairly easy solution, really. And we have a free kick here. Pellegrini shoots, and it's in! We are going to get the win, I think. Oh, what a goal from Pellegrini. Probably in one of his last games for the club, I think. He is out of contract. I don't think I'm going to give him a new one, despite the long throws. Just because he doesn't really merit a place in the team anymore. He's had a good season for a 35-year-old, but I think time has come to move on from him. Hopefully he can move on, having helped us to a promotion. Certainly he's definitely not good enough for Serie B anymore. Roller's there. Could have made it a bit easier for the next game, but still, this is a very good result, actually, given that we were pegged back so quickly after Di Chiara's opener. I'm really pleased with that. We got the result there. It's a good result. Hopefully, should be enough. Let's see. Pellegrini. He might be a veteran. He might be on his way out, but he's doing well. That was also the quickest goal that we have scored in the Serie C. No, not us. Anyone. Quickest ever goal in Serie C. 21 seconds in. It was pegged back, but it's a good start we made there. I would love to keep Manuel Di Chiara at the club, but I think it's unlikely. We obviously can't afford to pay to actually buy him. Oh, it's good. We have got Di Chiara back for another season. That's fantastic. So he will be playing with us next year. At least I think he will. He seems pretty happy. So here we go with the second leg against Monterossi. I'm not going to go positive. I think that's nonsense. We want to try and keep it tight today. Pellegrini not entirely fit, so we're going to play Di Marco there, and then we can play Vitale on the left wing. And let's play Nielsen on the bench. Other than that, I think I'm going to go with the same team. I think that is what I want to do, yes. The only question is whether I go for Roller up front instead of Reddy, but I think I'm happy to stick with Reddy for now. We need 100% focus here, folks. 100%. We are in very good form here, Zaffarana. Let's keep it going. DiMarco crosses it in, and Reddy gets the early goal. Vindicates my decision to play him. Michele Reddy. Well, I said when I got him that I didn't think he'd ever make it, but I tell you what, if his only ever contribution to Zaffarana is getting that goal, and we go through today, then that'll do. That'll do. DiMarco finds Locano, and we are doing well here. I think this game is all but over, and the quarterfinal, I think, awaits. Di Chiara finds it out wide, and Marino finds the 5th goal of the tie, 3-0 on the night, and this is now becoming a little embarrassing for poor old Monterossi. I almost feel sorry for them. And there we are, Piazza gets one back for them. That'll do, though. I've said I feel sorry for them, but just the one goal, right? Just the one consolation goal. Let's leave it at that. Don't really want them to score again, because then it might get a little bit worrying. And Reddy gets another one. It's it was probably safer anyway, but it's nice to see Reddy getting another goal. Brace for Reddy in a big game like this. It's got to be good news. And there we go. 6-2 on aggregate. A very convincing win. Both Virtus and Fidelis have got knocked out, which is good because was it Fidelis who seemed to have gotten there for no reason. Bari, the only team now that are left here who are in our league, although there will be a few people added to it when the teams that finish second. In our case, Catanzaro will now come in the quarter-final stage. But Reddy, absolutely fantastic today. 15-year-old getting 2 important goals in a game like that. Right, and the quarter-final awaits. Who are we going to get? Let's find out. Who would we want? Just not Bari, really. Cesena. They finished second, so they will be a tough game, I'm sure. Quite a long way behind Modena, though. So, whilst they won't be an easy game, you would think it's a game we could win. No doubt will be a tough game, though. And then the semi-final, if we get that far, we'll be playing Bari or Arcignano. And then the final, obviously, one of those 4. We have got to the semi-final, of course, last year. It's going to be the very minimum I would expect. I would hope at least we'll get to the final this year. And if we get to the final, then who knows? Right, Di Chiara is going to be extended. Fantastic. So we're going to have him now until the end of next season, which is terrific. I think even in Serie B, he would be a very, very good player to have. It does mean Roller will obviously not play as much, but he's just been too good for me not to use him, I think. Potentially Serie A standard. I think that's pushing it. He's a very good player. I don't think he's Serie A standard. We have now won 6 games in a row, which has got to be a good omen going into the Cesena game. If we're going to get that promotion, though, we're going to need to win another 6, possibly 5 games in a row, or at least get the better of those teams in those 6 games. 5 or 6 games. Reddy obviously has signed his youth contract, but what a start he's made, scoring that crucial goal. I'm sure he scored more than 1. Yeah, scored 3. Don't know why it says 1. That's really odd. Scored 3 goals, including 2 in a playoff game. Absolutely crucial playoff game as well. What a start he's made to his career. Right, Cesena. I can only assume that this is going to be the toughest challenge yet. It certainly isn't going to be easy. We have got Brigliadori back, and I think I have to go. Despite Reddy, he's been so good. Do I play Reddy or Brigliadori? I honestly, this is one of the hardest decisions I'm ever going to have to make. I think after the game he's had, I go for Reddy. I think I've got to. Yep, I'm staying with Reddy. I might regret that, but I can always bring on Brigliadori. Right, and we march out in the quarterfinals for the second time. Of course, we did make it to the semis last year. The aim this year is to go not just one step further, but hopefully 2. You've been fairly emphatic with our victories in the first couple of rounds, so it does make me think that this is not a lost cause, that we could get through this marathon of a playoff journey. And Parker comes through and I love that this random tiny little Italian team's got a player called Parker. Di Chiara's in. Oh, Di Chiara nearly gives us the lead. Sean Parker. There, Sean Parker. What can we find out about him? Oh, he's actually Italian. It's a very strange name for Italian. He is, of course, that second nationality is English, but presumably born in it. Well, he's obviously born in Italy, presumably to English parents. Yeah, interesting one. Pellegrini. Oh, Pellegrini, finally one of his long throws comes off. I think it's the first one I've seen all season. And that's fantastic. Marino heads it home. That's why Pellegrini is playing for me. It hasn't happened as often as I liked. Almost happened again there, though. But it's happened today in possibly the most important game of his career. Di Chiara to Morosini. And we're 2 up. What a start this is. And that takes us to half time. What a first half. That's really impressive. We've dominated the game, actually. Doing really, really well. Let's keep this up. If we could keep a clean sheet today, that will be us with very much a foot into those semi-finals. Still a long way to go yet, though. We're not even at the quarter. Well, we're just past the quarter-way mark, of course. It's a tie. But we are dominating possession. We've obviously only allowed poor shots on our goal. 0.1 XG on average each. Second half, we have seen almost run off without a single highlight, which is, when you're 2-0 up at home, is exactly what you want. Bro's going to come on. Di Chiara's going to make way for Rolla. And Reddy will make way for Brigliadori. Only for a few minutes, as it turns out. And a fantastic 2-0 win in that quarter-final should mean that the second leg is relatively straightforward. Goodness me, could we do it? Could we do it? 7 games in a row now. That's a new record. Which is something, I mean, let's face it, we now need to extend it. 7's all very well, but we now need to make that 10. 8, 2 in the semi-final, and then the final, I assume, is just one-legged. It may not be, having said that. Is the final one-legged? Can't actually find this. If I go back to the previous season. No, final is single-legged, so that's certainly something that we need to bear in mind. So that means that we've got 4 games separating us with Serie B now. If we can win 3 of them, or possibly actually 2. 2 wins, 2 draws, as long as one of the wins is in the final. Just got to make sure we don't lose this one by 2 goals, that's all. Right, I am going to give Reddy a rest for this game, just because Brigliadori needs to play, so might as well give him this one. Rolla will play as well for the same reason, and I think that'll do. So a couple of changes, just to kind of keep other players fresh. I'm hoping we've still got quite a few games left, you see. Right, just keep it tight today. No need to do anything rash. No need to really push for a goal or anything like that. We just need to keep it tight. If we go into the last 15 minutes at 0-0, I'll be very, very happy. They're going to have to come out at us towards the end of the game. If it is 0-0, they'll need to push for a goal, and then we can probably pick them off. The manner finds Moreno. Brigliadori finds Morosini. Can't put it away. I would have thought 1 goal will be enough here. Di Marco's got a bit of a knock, so I'm going to bring him off for Vitale. Very, very nice half-time, and it's exactly as we were at the start of the game. That's what we want. If anything, we've had the better chances, in fact. Just keep it tight. Men behind the ball. Anastasio crosses it, but so many men around, we should be okay. Anastasio, good defending again. Defending a lot better in this last few games of the season. Caputo. Roller, good foul probably. And time ticks away a bit more. Right, I'm going to bring on Reddy. Go be a hero, mate. Go be a hero. Oh, that was poor, and we got lucky there. Poor little giveaway there. Nearly punished us. 15 minutes to go. It does look like we'll get to the semi-finals shortly. Lamana, Vitale, Morosini. Riella. Playing it around nicely. We just need to find that little bit of incision to get the goal. And Marino's through, and nearly. 1 goal now, and that really is it. Let's bring Riella off for Bro. And Vitale finishes it off. Very, very nice. And we're through to the semis for the second time in 2 seasons. Can we take that next step? Or ideally 2 more steps. Catanzaro, who are in our league, of course, looking like they are going to exit at this stage. But we will not be. Will be Zaffarana marching on to that semi-final against, well, God knows, it could be Bari. I can't remember the first leg results, so I don't know who it could be. Really nice, that. So we've got Bari, Legnano or Provercelli. We've got Bari, right. Okay, that's not going to be easy. Bari, a team that we have beaten once, but we've lost to twice. And we've lost quite heavily on both occasions, although we beat them very, very easily this season. Second game this season, not long ago, in fact, just a month or so ago. So we'll be looking for a repeat of that performance for sure. So this run now to 8 games. If we can take it to 10, then we'll be in the final. 2 games on TV against Bari. Can we make it 3 wins out of 3 in this little run against Bari here? Right, here we go. After these, this is going to be a very long video. And that's good, of course. In the playoffs, we want the videos to be long. Hopefully this will be even longer than this time last year. We got to this stage, of course. Morosini is not fit, so we'll go with Bro, I think. Gildy's not quite fit enough yet. Stanger, however, is. So let's get Stanger in for Lamanna. Lamanna can go onto the bench. Is there anyone else I need to have playing or on the bench? I don't think so. The only question now is whether I go back to Brigliadori or I stick with Reddy. I think I'm going to stick with Reddy. It just feels to me like this is the right decision at the moment. I am, however, going to give Paolini a game. Right. Zaffarana against Bari. Definitely feels to me like this is probably the hardest game that we've had so far. Been a very, very good run this. Can we keep it going a bit longer? 3 games separate us from Serie B. Bari twice and then either Legnano or Legnago or Provercelli. Can we do it? Provercelli take the lead against Legnago. Can we do the same here? Di Chiara picks it up, finds Reddy, and he's just hit it wide. But it's a good chance. It's a start. Marco's struggling a bit. Probably going to need to take him off soon after half time, but I want to see if I can leave it a little bit longer. Provercelli, despite scoring, are down to 10 men and have had an injury as well. So that could be an interesting game. And of course, it does mean if they go through, that means that they've got a player injured and a player suspended. So that's got to be good for us if we make it through. Let's pump our fists, dig in. Don't really want to take a draw here. I'd like to win this game, even if it's only by 1 goal, so that we can take a draw against them away. Di Chiara's there. He's just missed it. Paolini crosses the ball over, and that time it goes out for a goal kick. But this is not bad. We've had the better chances, certainly. But we need to just get that last little touch on it to make sure that we can get the goal. Marino's going to come off now for Gildy. The old man of the team. The only player left from the first season. Right, I need to go for it. I can't take 0-0 in this first leg, given that we're at home. Just can't accept that. 1-0, yes, that's all right. But it needs to be at least 1-0. Right, Di Chiara for Rolla. Probably the most used substitution of the season, I think. Come on, make this happen. Make it happen. Come on, Zaffarana. Got a chance. Gildy crosses it in and it's headed over the bar. We've had our chances, you know. We've had our chances. This should have been 1-0, I think. And time is running out. And it does look to me like it's going to be Yeah, it's going to be 0-0. So we go into the second leg knowing that we need to at least get a draw. I think a draw takes it to extra time and penalties. Of course, that's the end of our season at home because the final is at a neutral venue. So even if we get through, we will not be playing at home again this season. How did we do in our semi last season? I know we lost. So we lost the first game away 2-0 and we won 1-0 away at home. Sorry. So we certainly got to do better than that. How did Pisa do in the in Serie B? Or did they even get into Serie B? Yes, they did. They came 11th. They're a decent side, clearly. Palermo's still there, of course. Got promoted from our division a while back. Hopefully re-establish that little rivalry next season. 2 games away. Tomashiro we've had before. Don't think I want to sign him back. No, I don't. He hasn't done badly at Virtus Entella, but I think we did well out of him. Made 60,000 out of him. He's not that good. Palucci's still doing well. He's been a great trainer throughout his entire career. I just don't think he's quite good enough. Right, Sonogo is not coming to training. That's an interesting one. He's leaving anyway. I think I just ignore it and let him go. He got fined, so all good. Right, we've got to try and find a way against Bari to keep them out and maybe nick that goal. Provercelli, of course, playing Legnano as well. Goodness me, this is going to be a tough game. This is probably the closest, well, I know it's definitely the closest we've ever got. Can we just get over the line? I think I'm going to take Reddy out of the firing line for this one. It's been fantastic, but I think this is the game to just sort of say, you've done a great job, mate. Now's the time to just take a step back. If we need him off the bench, we can do that. But I think it's just not quite the game for him, particularly having not scored in the first leg. If he'd got a goal in the first leg, that would have been very different. Right, here we go. Definitely the most nervous I've been for a game for Zaffarana so far. Right. Come on, Zaffarana. Come on, you Tectonics. Had the early possession so far. Pellegrini. Brigliadori finds Di Chiara, and there was the chance to make a very, very good start. Morosini crosses in, and the chance seems to have gone. I hope we're not going to concede now. Nanelli finds Belly, crosses in, and we've cleared it away. Di Chiara is fouled, and we get a free kick. Pellegrini. Oh, we've given it away in midfield. That's really silly, and got punished. Of course we have. And now it's going to be a long road back away from home. Completely self-inflicted, stupid ball, and that's not ideal. After a very bright start in this game, it has not been very good in the last 10 minutes or so. Well, it's 20 now. It'd be a shame to go out this stage again. And so far in this game anyway, it's been a bit of a whimper. Long way to go. Provercelli have got another man sent off. Right, poor. Really poor. So we need something better in the second half now. We need to be attacking. We can't just sit back. It's not the kind of game where we can do that because they could just sit back and wait. They don't need to score again. Just fire them up a bit. Come on, boys. This is big games. Biggest game of your career, most of you. If it isn't, then get out of here. Pellegrini is going to make way for Di Marco. Di Chiara for Rolla, of course. And it's time. Hail Mary. On you come then. Michele Reddy. And we go for it. Can Reddy make himself the hero? Di Marco crosses in. And it's there! Francesco Rolla's done it from that back post, as he's done so many times. Francesco Rolla does it again. And we've equalised. I can't remember if it's away goals or not. I don't care at this point. We've got back into it. At the very least, we're going to extra time. Or are we? Got to be careful now. Bicky in. Vitale, could we actually win it here anyway? Rolla finds Bassett. No, he doesn't. And Paganelli. Oh. Exciting last few minutes here. Derico. Vitale. No. It's really opened up in these last few minutes. And Paganelli has done it in the last minute. Oh. I thought Rollo had got us that moment, and it could well have been enough. I can't remember if away goals count or not. Oh, that's so disappointing. We were seconds away from at least extra time and possibly going straight through. Well, actually, we're 6 minutes away. Oh, that's disappointing. That really is. Well, we can certainly say it's the closest we've got to promotion. What a game. What a game that was. You can see how the fans have reacted, and they're right. It was a fantastic game of football. Oh, no. Such a disappointment, and we've got yet another year in Series C. I can't get out of this league, guys. What am I going to do? Well, you know what the mood is now. There's nothing more I can say about that. That was gut-wrenching to lose in the last minute there. I don't know whether it would have gone to extra time or would have gone straight through. I'm not sure. It just feels awful. Thanks for sticking with the channel, guys, the series. I'm really enjoying making it, even if this league is driving me crazy. But I will be back tomorrow, and we will be trying to make something happen. And next year, maybe next year we can win the league. I feel like we're getting closer. We're certainly getting closer in these playoffs. Hopefully we won't have to be in them again. That now is my absolute target. Not to need to be in these playoffs again. See you tomorrow, folks.